In our last video, we have covered what exactly are the callbacks and how to write a code using before agent callback. In this particular video, we would go and write a code using after agent callback. Let's get started with the code. So this is the same code which we have used for before agent callback. And here we are just trying to focus on the after agent callbacks. So we can just go ahead and remove this code altogether. As of now, when we are trying to get a weather information, we are basically just passing an endpoint and getting the output from the API. I'm just going to pass custom code to get the weather information. So this is the code, and here you can see we have specifically passed some city name and the temperature and the description around it, because we want to apply some after agent callback based on the description what we are getting. So we are using this custom code to get the weather information. And after that, we just have to remove this before agent callback from here. And we have to add after agent callback. So I can just say after agent callback. And we have to define our method for that. So I can just say after agent underscore call. And let's just go ahead and define this function here. So I can just call def after agent call. And we know what would be the type of it. So this was going to be like this. Now, what we are trying to do in this case, right? Let me just pass return none in this case, and let me just comment it out. So let's go over the scenario. So first of all, whenever I'm going to get the output from this get weather information, I want to save it somewhere. So for that, as we have used earlier, I'm just going to use this output key, and I can just say weather info, so that the result, what is coming out of this tool, it's going to be saved under this key, under the state. If you don't remember it, how we did it earlier, so let me just go ahead and try to run this code, and just to show you like how the information is going to look like. So I will just go ahead and execute ADK Web, and let me select my agent from here, and I can just ask what's the weather in London, and this will invoke my custom method, and it will give me the output from our hard-coded value, what we have defined in the function. Now, the important part is why we are coming over here, because we have saved our output in a key, and that key we can access it from here. So you can see in the state, we have mentioned the weather info key, and whatever the output we are seeing over here, that is coming under this key. Now, why this is important? Because as we have seen over here, when the agent is going to produce the output for the end users, that's where we can use the after agent callback. So agent has generated some output, it's going to present it to end user. In between, we can intercept it and add few things if you want to add it over here, right? So how we are going to access that information? So in before agent callback, we can access that information using user content, but here somehow we have to tap the generated output. One of the way to tap that generated output is storing that into a key, and then you can access the generated output before it gets presented to end users. So that's where this key is going to be important, because using this key, now you can access the generated output. Now let me just try to write, few things which we can do on top of the output what we have got. So we have passed some hard-coded values over here because we wanted to add some criteria based on the description what we are getting. So now we can go back to our after agent call. First thing is to tap the generated output. So I can just say final output. I can define a variable, and let's see, okay, how we can tap that. So we know the generated output is going to present under the state. So we can tap on the state field, and then we can just call the get, and under this we can just pass our key. Now we know we do have access to the generated output. Now I can just write some random condition. In this case, first of all, I have to just confirm, okay, there should be something in the final output, and I can just say if Sunny is there in final output, then just go ahead with the normal execution. Otherwise, we would like to pass certain input to the user, which is going to be like this. So we can just say whether is not Sunny. So based on your use case, you can define the criteria, whatever you want. Here, just for the demo purpose, we have written this. I can just go back and just remove this comment from here so that we can have this after agent call in the picture. And it's not like If you are defining the after agent call, then you cannot define the before agent call because there is different parameter altogether just to handle the specific callback. So you can have all those method defined and then you can pass it to all these callbacks one by one. So when this is done, I'm just invoking ADK Web because we do have a criteria on the sunny condition. So let's see like which particular city is going to give us a sunny condition. And in this case, I can see sunny is going to come from here. Sunny is going to come from here. So 3 cities are having, so Sydney, Dubai, and Bangalore. So in this case, if I just go ahead and ask the weather condition about these cities, then we should be having the normal execution. Whatever the output we are getting, we should be getting that. But if I ask something else, London or somewhere where the sunny condition is not mentioned, in this case, I should be getting this particular output as well. So let me just show you how it is going to look like. So I'm just going to click on this and then select After Agent once more. So let's first ask for the city where we know we do have a sunny condition. So what's the weather in Dubai? So you can see we have got this output, same is being reflected over here. Now let me ask something where we know in the description it doesn't contain sunny. So what's the weather in London? So here you can see like we are getting this added output also, which we have added it using After Agent Callback. That's one way of adding After Agent Callback by tapping on the generated output using the output key. There is another way also, but for that we don't have to use this ADK Web. Earlier actually we have also seen how we can create agent without ADK Web in Google ADK. So same approach we are going to follow over here. We know when we have to write a code without using ADK Web, then we have to create runners. We have to create our session separate. So this is the sample code which I have just directly taken it from Google ADK repo. And I'm just going to go ahead and try to run this in front of you so that you can also get to know what is another way of tapping into the generated output. So first thing actually what they did, like this is their After Agent Callback. So they had given the name like this. And same thing they are doing over here, agent invocation, current state, and they are just accessing it out. Before going into this condition, let me just go into the agent code first. So here they have just defined their agent and they have also defined their After Agent Callback and they are just passing the method. Because in this case, we have to run it as a Python script. So we have to pass our app name, user ID. And here you can see, okay, they have passed 2 session ID because they are going to create 2 sessions. One is session run normally where they are not passing any kind of callback. And then there is a session ID modify where they are going to pass a callback. Yeah, here they have just created a runner by passing agent name and app name. Then we have to create session service using this runner. So after that, actually using this session service, they are creating sessions. And under this sessions, they are passing app name, user ID and session ID. In this case, you can see they are passing the normal session ID, which they have defined over here. And then in the second code, actually, you can see they are passing something called state. In this case, they are passing the session ID modify. And in this case, callback is going to get executed. In our code, we were using the output key to get the key tagged into the state. But when you create these sessions manually, then you will also have an option to set up the state. So when we are passing something into state manually, then we have to pass it in the key and value kind of setup. So here they have just defined a key, add concluding note, and they are setting it true. And this is in the curly braces. Now, because they have defined something in the state, so that's what actually they are using in the callback. So in our code, we have defined our key like this. This is an output key, whereas in their code, they are using a state directly. So because we have defined our key weather info, so same thing we were using in the callback and we were retrieving that value from the state.get. Whereas in this case, they have manually passed this value as add concluding note. And here actually they are tapping it like this. So in both cases, you are saving a key in the state. So similar method, you can use it to retrieve it. So they are just tapping the value from here. And in this case, they are saying in the first criteria, if the value is going to be met, so they are just adding a note over here, concluding note added by After Agent Callback. If the condition is not met, then they just want to continue with the normal agent execution. Now let's check, okay, how they are defining the different scenario. In the first scenario, they are just passing the normal session ID. and they are just tapping a message like process this please. In this case, the agent callback is not going to run. But in other scenario, they want to trigger the agent callback and they are passing the session ID modify over here. And the new message is going to be process this and note. So what would happen, because in this case, the callback is going to get triggered. And in the callback, we have specifically asked it to add a specific note. So that is going to get added over here. And at the end, it's just normal Python execution. So I can just go ahead and run it as a Python script only. I just triggered it and eventually we should be able to see the output. In the first scenario, it's running normally. No callback is performed. So we should be getting the final output, which is processing complete. That's the final output. We are not processing anything as such. We are just writing a message over here. So that's why we are just getting the processing complete as a final output. And here are the values. Agent was there, state was there, and here sync state condition not met. We are using the final output, which is coming from the agent. In the second scenario, if you see here again, we are getting the agent output as it is, which we are getting earlier, processing complete. But in this case, the state value is going to get picked up, which they have passed it manually. So in this case, when we are adding the state value at concluding node equal to true, the condition is satisfied, and then you are going to get the output from the callback as well. So here you do have an output from the main agent, but at the bottom you do have an output from the callback. There's the other way of passing a key. In this case, you have to create the session manually and then you can pass your key like this. So these are the two ways how you can tap the generated output and include your after agent callback over there. That's all what we have in this video. Thank you for watching.